Shantanu's vision is to transform the teaching-learning process through the use of technology and best practices. Educomp serves over 15,000 schools and hold your breath, a whopping 7 million learners and educators across the world with some of its popular initiatives like Smart Class, mathguru.com and Roots to Wings. Educomp has built strong partner relationships with major companies in India and abroad like Intel, Microsoft and Wipro. It has also formed 2 JVs with Raffles Education and has acquired a 51% stake in US-based web-delivered curriculum provider Learn.com.
So Shantanu, I was just talking a little bit more about the whole wealth creation thing. It's interesting, when you went IPO in 2005, you were subscribed, 35 times, it was 100 to 125, people said, overvalued.
Sure.
Did you see it coming where it is today? Because truly you're one of the biggest success stories from the IPO route.
Well, when we went public, we were the first education company to tap the capital markets. So our real challenge was how to make people understand the education story.
Right.
And we had, I guess, in a way, pay the price of a pioneer by, when people were saying 125 is too expensive, and, our stock went up to like 5,000 plus. Okay. And we had more buyers at 5,000 than we had at 125.
By the way, on the subject, do you track the stock market very carefully? Do you keep an eye on
actually not.
daily market? Come on.
No, not at all. Whether the market goes up or it goes down, okay, it makes no difference to our business. Now look what's happened over the past 2 or 3 months. We've lost about 30-35% of our market cap. Has it impacted our business? Not a single bit.
But isn't it your calling card as well in a way, Shantanu? I mean, the reason your success is so well documented is because the equity market has reflected it in your market cap, in your price. So when you go out and strike a deal or look for potential money as you did in the past, that must stand you in good stead, right?
Absolutely it does. So I'm, good market cap, great visibility in the stock market, being on interviews like this certainly helps the business. So clearly I completely agree with you there.
A lot of positives for Educomp, and people who are interested in a entry into something, a sunrise industry, could definitely look at Educomp as a growth stock. If there are some concerns, it is that the valuation has gone very high, and secondly, it sees huge operator activity. It has high intraday and intra-month volatility. So one has to be mindful of the volatility. But having said that, it's an aggressive play in the IT space.
The other thing I read on the website of IIM Ahmedabad was that when you went IPO, you actually wrote a note to, I think it was your colleagues at that point, saying, I'm going IPO, please help me, please subscribe, tell your friends and family. Did you get a lot of responses? Because IIM is very tight as a community.
Actually, I did.
You did?
Well, that's the time you need all your friends to support you, right?
And did any of them stay the distance till this entire run?
Several of them actually. I meet some of my old friends, in an airport or somewhere else and say, I still own that Educomp stock.
Really? And that's a great feeling.
And that's a great feeling, yeah.
What about your folks? Do they feel proud? Do they see you as a wealth creator?
That's probably the last thing they would look at me like. Yeah, but I guess they are proud of, whatever I've managed to do for education in India.
I noticed also when I was reading up on you that one of the terms that's used for you is pedagogy. Is that how you would like to see yourself, more than an entrepreneur, as someone who's part of the entire education initiative?
So pedagogy is a term that essentially applies teachers.
And so educational instruments?
Well, I'm not an educator. I'm in the education. I don't have a degree in education. But I think that's in a way an advantage, because when you take a step back and look at education, education for the past 500 years has never been considered a business. And if you really ask what's been Educomp's, one of our greatest contributions, besides intellectual property, besides innovative transformational models, it is making people realize that there is value in education.
I mean, candidly, Shantanu, we all know what the situation is with education. If you were to change one fundamental thing about the educational system right now, what would it be?
Actually, I would say 2 things.
Okay.
One is quality of education. Despite the fact that Indians are, India is the poster child of high quality education outside India.
Okay.
But if you look at the statistics from India, the statistics are actually quite dismal. 50% students fail in the public exam, there's an 80% dropout ratio, only 3% enroll for professional education. So I would improve education quality in the classroom. The other thing that I would clearly improve is access to education.
Yeah.
I think it's it's a telling comment on our society that this is 2008, this is the new millennium, and 100 million students are still out of school.
Yeah.
Before we do anything else, we need to have those kids inside the